guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Amanda, and today I'm going to be doing this look that I'm wearing right here. It is actually inspired by the Kiss New York Pro Instagram picture, which looks like this. It's sideways on their Instagram, but I saw it on their Instagram and I just absolutely loved it, so I posted it on my Instagram story and asked if you guys wanted to see this look, and it was like 97% yes. So I was so excited to do my own take on this look. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I really like this look a lot. It's something I would definitely wear again. I actually had a lot of fun, like, you know, just doing my own take on another person's look. So I will have this Instagram linked down below. The artist is, oh my gosh, I have no idea how to say her name. Her name is Marxie Colin, I believe. She's very talented makeup artist. I will have her Instagram linked down below too, but I got the picture from Kiss New York Pro's Instagram. They reposted it. It was just an absolutely beautiful look, so I thought I would do my own take on it. But yeah, so if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, then just keep on watching. Kinda moisturizes this area before I start. I just used the oh my gosh, it's French, I don't know how to pronounce it. I just used that moisturizer on like the center of my face where I'm really super dry. Okay, so this is the look that I was inspired by today. So I got this off of Kiss New York Pro's Instagram. I will have their Instagram linked down below, but I saw this picture and I really liked it, and I actually posted it on my Instagram story and asked if you guys wanted to see it. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should, because I post a ton of polls about videos and stuff like that. So if you want to be like in the loop, make sure you follow me on Instagram. But yeah, so I'm just gonna do my best to recreate this look. I don't know if it's gonna be like exact, but I just am feeling quite inspired by that look. So that's what I'm gonna go for today. To start off, I'm going to prime my eyes, and I'm gonna be using the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, and I'm just gonna put that all over my eyelids. And I'm just gonna blend that in using a damp beauty sponge. I'm just dabbing whatever's left over top of like all my redness just to tone it down a little bit because it bothers me. Alright, so now I'm going to set my eyes just with a translucent powder. I'm using the Essence Pure Nude powder. Okay, so for today's look, I'm not even going to be able to fit this whole palette in the screen because it's so huge. I'm going to be using the Morphe 39A palette, which is the Dare to Create eyeshadow palette. This is huge. Like, it takes up literally the whole screen. Looks like this. It is so stunning. I absolutely love it. So I'm just going to be using this and then a couple other shadows that are not in this palette, but I will say what I'm using as I go. So I'm going to be starting off with the shade Sunder, which is just a transition shade, and I'm going to be putting that all throughout my crease using a fluffy brush. So I'm just going to fluff this all throughout my crease, bringing it the whole way in and focusing a little bit more in the outer corner as well, just using windshield wiper and circular motions. If you don't have a very defined crease and you have trouble finding your crease, one thing you can do is tilt your head back and look down and just kind of like find the socket of your eyeball. That's what I find works best. Even though I do have a pretty defined crease, I have a lot of like wrinkles in there, so sometimes it's kind of hard. But if you have more hooded eyes or just not a very defined crease, that is a trick to make it a little bit easier to place your transition shade. I'm also using a very light hand. I'm not applying very much pressure at all. Okay, and then if you looking at the picture for this look, it does kind of have more of like a yellow like glow kind of around the transition shade. So I'm just gonna go into my ColourPop Yes Please palette, which is this one right here. I'm gonna be going into the shade, what shade is it? Okay, so like they're directly on the back, so I don't know if it's like right here, so I don't know if it's the one that's like directly behind it or if it's like you're looking at it. So it's either Mischief or French Kiss, I have no idea. But it's this yellow shade right here. I'm just gonna go in and really lightly, like with the same exact brush, just feather that along the edge of that color I just placed, just so it does kind of have that yellowish glow. Okay, so now that we have that kind of yellowish glow to it, I'm going to go back in to the Morphe palette, and I'm going to be going in with the shade Evolve, which is this shade right here. Kind of like a dark baby pukey color. And I'm just going to go in with a more precise blending brush and do the exact same thing. So again, using a really light hand, I'm going to start in the outer corner and place most of the product there, and then sweep it in towards the inner corner. And I'm also really going to build the product in the outer V. And I'm also keeping this down a little bit lower than the previous shade. So next I'm going to be going in with the black shade from the Morphe palette, which is called Muse, and I'm just going to be focusing that just in the outer V. Again, my blending brushes are getting more and more precise. This one is very tapered, which I really like, so I would recommend that for this part. And I'm just going to pack it and then blend it. And then I'm going to go back in with the brush I just used with the shade Evolve, and I'm just going to make sure everything is nice and soft. Alright, and then for the lid shade, I'm actually going to be using the Kathleen Lights X ColourPop. I thought I was saying the wrong thing. Kathleen Lights X ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. That's a tongue twister. And this one is in the shade Kathleen Lights. It's just this really pretty bronze color. In the picture, she has a very like yellow toned bronze shade, but I don't have one necessarily exactly like that, but this one is a very like true bronze, and it's very like reflective and beautiful. So this is the shade that I really wanted to use. So it's a little different from the picture, but you know, I'm just gonna go straight in with my fingers. I love ColourPop Super Shock shadows. They break so easily. I don't know if I'm just like too rough with them or what, but mine always break. Yeah, I think I am gonna go over this with a gold because it's not showing up. I feel like it lost a little bit of its oomph. I've had this for a really long time. I'm really sad that this is like dry and like I don't know, it's so beautiful, but it's like dry and cracking all over the place, and it's not coming out the way I wanted it to. Okay, so because that wasn't as like pigmented as I wanted it to be, I'm actually going to go in over top with another shadow, and I'm going to use from the Morphe palette this kind of like, it kind of has a greenish undertone. I'm going to put a little bit of this golden shade on top, and I'm going to mix it. Actually, I don't know, we're going to start with that, and we're just going to see how that looks. I'm going to dust this right over top of that bronze. Yeah, this has a very green undertone, so I think I'm going to layer yet another one over top of this. One thing I will say, I don't know how well you can see it, but these Morphe shimmer shadows, when I don't spray them, they do have quite a bit of fallout. Okay, so now for that oomph on the lid. My mom is on her way home and she's gonna need help with the dogs and the groceries, so probably gonna have to pause soon, but that's okay. And I'm gonna go into the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm gonna start with this golden shade right here, which I believe is called Queen. And I'm going to pack that all over the lid. Okay, now I have so much fallout under my eyes. Now that I'm happy with the shade, I'm going to go back into my blending brush and just blend out the edges just to make sure there's no harsh lines. Okay, so I'm actually pretty happy with that, but I still want a little more oomph on the lid. So I'm going to go in from the Anastasia Subculture palette, I'm going to go in with Electric, which is really yellow, but it looks kind of green because I used it in a look with a green, and I just dipped the green right into it. Like, there was still green on my brush, and I just dipped into it. So it's a little green, but that's okay, it'll still work. A little bit just to get that little extra. Oh, that is so pretty. I love that. Sometimes it's a process to get to what you like, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect on the first try every time. Okay, so quickly off camera, well, I had to go help my mom with the groceries, so I was doing that. And then I put on some lashes. These are the Sephora Plume lashes. They're really pretty and natural, and they're so comfortable. I love them. And I just did a little liner to blend them in, and I used the Stila Sail Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. And I tight-lined my eyes using the Physicians Formula Custom Eye Enhancing Eyeliner from the Eyeliner Trio. And I did my eyebrows using the ColourPop brow pomade. So now I'm going to start on my face. And to prime my face today, I'm going to be using the MAC Strobe Cream in Peach. So I'm just going to put that all over my face. Okay, today I think I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I have mine in the shade Soft Ivory, and I don't know if you can tell. Probably cannot at all, but I am self-tanned right now. Like, I recently self-tanned, so my face is a little bit paler than my body, but not bad. So this is going to be a little light for me, but I'll fix it with like bronzer and stuff later. But I'm just going to put this all over my face with this spatula and then blend it out using a beauty sponge. So because this foundation is so pale, It's actually really not that bad, but it looks a lot worse on camera. But it is pretty pale in person, so I'm going to cream contour using the NYX Wonder Stick. Yeah, I have mine in the shade Medium Tan. So I'm just going to put that in the contours of my face and everywhere that I want to warm up. Okay, and then I'm going to blend that out using this brush. It's from Morphe, but it came in like a set, and I don't know what it is, but it's just like a round like buffing brush. So I'm going to start with this, and then I'm also going to blend with the beauty blender that has, or the beauty sponge that has the foundation on it, just to make sure that there's no harsh lines or anything like that. And go in with the beauty blender that has a little bit of product on it, but not a lot, just to make sure that it's really, really blended. I have really small lips, so these are the contour tricks that I use to make them look a little bit bigger. I put a little bit under my lip, which makes the bottom lip look a little plumper. And then on my top lip, I don't know what this thing is called, but like right above your cupid's bow, like this part, I just put contour like in the hollows, and it makes it like lifts it a little bit. It makes it look a little bigger. But you have to be careful with this, because sometimes if you put too much, it can make it look like you have a mustache. So I do it just a little bit, and I feel like it just lifts that whole area up really nicely. And when I blend my contour, I blend upwards. And then on my nose, I'm going in with a smaller concealer buffing brush just to buff out the nose contour. And then I'm just going to go over top of it with my beauty blender to blend it even more. Then I'm going to go in with concealer, and for concealer today, I'm going to be using the ColourPop No Filter, and I'm putting that under my eyes and on the high points of my face, and I'm also going to use it to clean up the contour. And I'm going to blend it out with my beauty sponge. Up close to my eyes, I'm gonna blend it with that concealer brush that I used before, but I wiped it off, so it doesn't have that it doesn't have any of the contour product on it, just so I can really get up in these little like crevices in my eye. Alright, and now to set my under eyes, I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Translucent Lock-It Setting Powder. I'm just packing it on with an e.l.f. small tapered brush. I just got a ton up my nose. Guys, I didn't wear a black for this video because I knew I was going to be using this powder. And I'm so proud of myself because I always wear black and then I have like white splotches all over my shirt. But I didn't this time. And then to set the contour with bronzer, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Pressed Powder. Don't know what shade this is, but it looks like this. And I'm going to use this humongo brush from Mikasa Beauty and just put this pretty much everywhere. And I'm also going to bring this down my neck just so they're the same shade of tan. For the eyes, I'm going to go in with all the same colors I used on the top, just on the lower lash line. So I'm going to actually start with the yellow from the ColourPop Yes Please palette. And I'm just going to dust that pretty low actually on the lash line. And I'm using this like, it's a fluffy brush, but it's really like skinny this way. It's wide this way and then skinny this way. So I'm just going to use that to really dust that on the lower lash line. Going back into the Morphe palette, I'm going to use that same shade that I used first with the same exact brush, which I believe was called Sunder. Yeah. And I'm going to keep that, I'm going to smoke that too, but a little bit closer to the lash line. And I'm going to focus it a little bit more in the outer part, like I'm not going to take it in quite as far. And then again, I'm going to go back in with Evolve, which is the next darkest shade, and I'm going to do the exact same thing, keeping it again more focused towards the outer portion of my lower lash line. And starting now, I'm going to connect it to the lid. And then finally, using a little teeny tiny pencil brush, I'm going to take the black and smoke that on the very outer portion. And then on her waterline in the picture, she has a white eye pencil. And I never do white because I feel like it makes it look weird, but it looked so beautiful in the look that I'm going to try it. We'll see. But I don't have a white eye pencil because I never do that. So I'm just going to be using a white shadow, which I'm going to use kind of more of like a nudish shadow, which is this one from the Yes Please palette. And I'm just going to use a pencil brush or like a little brush and put it on my waterline. And then for my bottom lashes, I'm just going to use the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes to put on a little mascara. And then she has a yellow inner corner highlight, and I don't really have one like that, so I'm going to use that same electric shade, which is kind of like the greenish yellow undertone. I'm going to use that, but then I might end up layering. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. Alright, and now to highlight my face and my brow bone, I'm going to be using Becca Cosmetics Opal. Nice and highlighted, I'm going to spray my face with my Mario Badescu to set it. And I'm going to move on to my lips. And for lip liner today, I'm going to be using the ColourPop X I Love Sarahi. Sarahi? I don't know how to say her name. I feel so bad every single time because I never know how to say her name. But I'm going to line my lips with this. And then to fill in my lips, I'm going to be using the ColourPop X Kathleen Lights Ultra Satin Lip in Aquarius. Okay, and then I think I want to top it off with a gloss, so I'm going to be using the Kathleen Lights X ColourPop. Again, I'm using a ton of Kathleen Lights stuff in this video, but I'm going to be using her Ultra Glossy Lip in Moonchild. Okay, and that is all for this look. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And also, if you hit the little notification bell next to the subscribe button, you can be the first to know when I upload new videos. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. I really have been posting a lot lately about, you know, what videos you guys want to see, and I've been doing a lot of polls and stuff like that. So if you're interested in being a part of that, then make sure you follow all my social media, which will be at the end of this video and also linked in the down bar below. If you have any video requests, feel free to send them to me on any social media or leave them in the comments below. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I had a ton of fun, you know, doing my own take on this look. It was a lot of fun to just kind of play around, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!